What's good, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are preparing physically, mentally, and spiritually for the dark times that are ahead of us. And I hope you guys are getting right with God and staying strong. All right, I wanted to talk about something a little bit different today because we already know, at least for the people who are paying attention and who have done the research already on what the plan is. And just pretty much you guys who already watch my videos, you guys pretty much already understand what's happening and understand what's being planned. And we all know pretty much that we are still in for some very dark and dangerous times. But I wanted to talk about something that I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about and a lot of people don't really think about. And that's basically to enjoy everything that you have while it lasts, because very soon you're not going to be so comfortable. And not only that, but you're going to be tested like never before. So, obviously, what I mean by that is let me just give a good example, all right? So you guys know, right? We have roofs above our heads, right? Um, Obviously, I'm not referring to everybody, and not everybody is able to have a roof above their head, and I feel for those people who are suffering and can't eat on a daily basis. You know, the really poor people who have to go through these things on a daily basis. And I wish for the best for those people and just everybody going through these tough times. But very soon it's going to come to a point, just for the people who are um this applies for everybody who does have a roof above their head and who's able to stay comfortable, right? Just I want you guys to understand that there's going to come a point in time where you're going to have to deal with being very, very uncomfortable, and you're going to have to put yourself in some very, very, in some very tough situations where you're gonna just be, in pain, and you're gonna be having to make some very tough decisions with your life. Because let me tell you this, folks, when this thing goes down, when this apocalypse, whenever they plan on pulling the switch, whenever they really flip the switch, and whenever this thing really goes down, it's gonna become all out survival mode for every single person in the world. And it's going to be like something that you've never seen before. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be something that you're going to want to just sit back and downplay and just brush off like it's just no big deal, because it is a big deal. And when you have the people who literally know what's coming themselves, like Bill Gates doing all these things, buying up farmland, making all these things, making just all these types of preparations, um, it just goes to show you more and more and more that these people are planning big things. And if they weren't planning big things, they wouldn't be doing these certain things and saying these certain things that hint at something bigger. So, and it's just like how Bill Gates talked about how the next pandemic is going to get attention, and then he smirks and giggles, right? These people know exactly what's coming, and they know that it's going to be worse. So that's why they're making sure that they're prepared, so that when they flip the switch, they won't end up, suffering, and they won't end up worrying about having to worry about not having the things that they need. So that's what they're doing. And I know these people are already wealthy, but that doesn't mean that. And I also know that they have, these underground tunnels where they have, a lifetime worth of resources and whatnot. But still, they're still making some type of preparation for what's coming. And they're just doing all everything that they need to do before, they flip the switch. Because when they flip the switch, things are going to get ugly in these streets. It's going to be like the purge out here. People are going to be starving to death. People are not going to be able to, go out and get the things that they need. People are going to be forced to become dangerous cannibals. And that's what I was saying in my last video, where I was talking about food shortages. You guys know what zombies do, right? They eat human flesh. What do you think humans are going to be forced to do when they're not able to eat any food, or when they're desperate, when they're starving? What do you think they're going to be forced to do? They're going to be forced to become dangerous cannibals. and desperate cannibals too. So just understand that, folks. Enjoy everything that you have right now. Enjoy that soft pillow that you're able to relax on, and that soft bed that you're able to relax on. Enjoy having a roof above your head, because there also may be a come a time, and it'll happen. It'll happen to all of us. Not all of us, it just really depends on the decisions that you make in the near future with what's coming. Because the people, I'm going to tell you this, the people who do accept this agenda, they're going to end up, they're making a horrible mistake, but um, temporarily they'll end up having this, all these things that keep them comfortable for a longer period of time. But you know, they've made a horrible mistake. I'll tell you that. And you guys know what people are accepting right now, right? I'm not gonna say the word, but people are already making very, very, very horrible mistakes right now by accepting that thing too. But we're already seeing it right now. People are already More people are going hungry. More people can't afford to feed their families. Inflation's getting worse, right? I never said that inflation's gonna be a forever thing, but what I did say is that I don't see it stopping anytime soon. But and with universal basic income and all that too, right? With all that coming, that you're not. I really highly doubt that you would end up seeing deflation in this type of scenario, because when they're giving out free money just to everybody, all these families, right? It wouldn't really make sense for a deflationary scenario to happen in terms of like resources, but mainly food and water, obviously. But I think lumber recently dropped. The price of lumber recently dropped, but I'm mainly referring to things like food and water. So yeah, understand that, folks. Everything that you have right now, that you're able to, that allows you to stay comfortable. All that food that you have, right? It's like a drug, pretty much. Most of us can't even control our urge to eat. It's like literally a drug. When we can't eat, when we're starving, usually what we'll end up doing is we'll get really uncomfortable, and we will get irritated very quickly, right? So that's why I'm kind of trying to get better at controlling that, because when you can control your urge to eat, you can pretty much control anything. Um, you gotta really have good self discipline, um, or at least control anything, in terms of things that you deal with you in your life. But I think I kind of worded that incorrectly, but it is what it is. You get the point. So yeah, enjoy everything while you have, folks, because there's gonna come a point in time where you're not gonna be so comfortable. You're gonna and another thing too that's coming, another thing too that they have planned out. I don't really want to say the word, but the whole plan with FEMA, right? Um, what they're gonna be planning on doing very soon. Nobody knows when, but eventually there's also gonna come a point in time where these people are gonna start coming to your door. They're gonna start demanding that you. And they did this in New York too, folks. They literally, I believe, they passed a bill that allows them to forcefully remove people from their homes if they're suspected of, I'm not going to say the word, of having a thing. So you got to be ready to stand your ground for things like that too, because folks, they're also, it's not even just going to be you, but it's even going to be your family members too. What are you going to do? What would you do in a situation like that? Just be honest. What would you do if there were literally FEMA troops that came to your door um and told you and demanded you to step out of your home and come with them and go to a camp? What are you going to do? Are you going to accept it? Are you going to take their orders and follow their orders, or are you going to fight back and to fight for your God-given rights and fight against this tyranny? Because I'm going to tell you this, folks, nothing's going back to normal. I don't care how many people try to tell you, oh, this summer's gonna be so lit and everything's gonna be better than it was in 2020, and everything's gonna be fine. And I'm not saying this to make it seem like, oh, everything's just gonna be bad forever. I never said that, folks. But I want you to understand that the old life that you saw back in 2020, before March of 2020, I meant to say, that old life is never coming back again, because with what these people have planned out, you're not going to be seeing things going back to normal. It's just common sense. That's something that's for sure. That's something that I know for sure, is that things are never going back to normal. And I know a lot of people have mentioned the 7 year tribulation thing. I really do definitely think that that's going to happen, without a doubt. It's just, I mean, really common sense. Anybody who pays attention already knows that dark times are still ahead regardless. We all know famines are coming. We all know wars are coming. We all know that this is stuff that's in the Bible too, but we all know that this is stuff that's happening, and these people who have it planned out themselves even tell you that it's going to happen. So take the warning seriously. I hope you're heeding the warnings. I hope you're preparing as much as possible. I hope not only physically, but mentally and spiritually, most importantly. And I hope that you're not downplaying this. And I hope that you're getting the word out far and wide. But at the end of the day, it is your decision what you do with this information. Nobody can force you to understand what's taking place. You have to connect the dots for yourself. And unfortunately, with the way things are going, you guys can tell a lot of people are going to be led to the slaughter, and a lot of people are going to fall in line with the NWO, and it's not going to be good for them. Their freedoms are going to be completely eradicated from their lives, and it's not even just them too, but even our freedoms. The people who know what's going on, even those are at jeopardy too, and that's why it's important for you to not give them up, and it's important for you to exercise your rights, and it's important for you to stand up for them. I'm not talking just some constitution stuff. I'm talking God-given rights. Very important for you to be standing up for those, and it's very important for you to not be submissive, especially with things that you know are not right. Talking to the men out there, especially. Us as men, you guys already know this. Us as men, we're not supposed to be cowards that submit and blindly obey authority. And this really applies to anybody, everybody, whether you're male or female. You shouldn't be blindly following orders, and you shouldn't be afraid of what somebody else is going to tell you, and afraid of somebody possibly coming up to you and confronting you about something. These are things that we have to get used to as people, and these are things that we really shouldn't even be worried about. But I'll tell you, the future of these kids, the next generations coming up, they're going to have to suffer the major consequences if this generation continues to go. And I'm trying to avoid saying certain words, which is why I'm getting my speech messed up a lot. But this generation, these coming generations, are going to have to suffer the major consequences if this generation doesn't get its things together. So I'm making sure myself that I'm able to, and I'm doing this as much as possible. I'm making sure that that when I do go out in public, that in some way, shape, and form, that I'm putting myself in a situation where I'm able to stay outside of my comfort zone, whether it's not following the herd, whether it's just going outside doing some type of activity that's not comfortable. Like even things like like things like working out, that's not comfortable. That's very uncomfortable. And these are things that are going to be necessary and very important for you to be able to do in very dark times, mainly just for you to be able to stay out of your comfort zone, and having the strong mental health that you're going to need to get by all of this. So prepare yourselves as much as possible. Like I said, that soft pillow, that soft bed that you have, um, this applies to everybody, but that soft pillow and that soft bed that you have, you're not going to be able to enjoy it forever, folks. So enjoy it while you have it right now, and enjoy just everything good in your life while it lasts too. So I thank you guys for watching this video, and remember, folks, that a bigger crisis is in the making, and that these people who run this world, they're not going to stop, folks. They're not going to stop, and very soon, whenever they flip the switch, the day that they flip the switch, they could do it at any moment, which is the scary thing about it, but it's true. The moment that they flip the switch, there will be no turning back. It's going to be you're either prepared for it or you're not, and you're going to have what you have. Because I'll tell you what, folks, it's not really going to take them that much to break down the country and even the entire world. All they really would have to do, folks, is just cut the grid off, and then boom, chaos is going to erupt everywhere. So this is why you have to take these things seriously. Look more into the to things related to solar generators, because I know that those will give you power in a grid down scenario. And I'm not going to tell you, like I said, I'm not going to tell you which one to get, but just look into things like that on your free time. Those are things that'll really, really help you out in an SHTF scenario, and mainly a grid down scenario. But I thank you guys for watching this video. Please share it far and wide, and take these things seriously, folks, and enjoy everything that you have while it lasts, because you're not going to be so comfortable very soon. But I thank you guys for watching this video, and I'm out.